let's take a practical example. Let's say somebody believes there's a new piece of equipment that's going to add some efficiency and throughput and so on, and it's a significant amount of money. I don't know, you say $1 million or something.
Right.
How does that, how does a capital budgeting decision get made at Morningstar?
A capital decision is somebody comes up with an idea, whoever that is. And the other night I came up with quite a bit. So, but anybody brings up an opportunity, and we've got actually a formal process that works most of the time. We just developed it, or it just goes directly to me. But typically, though, we're getting more institutionalized in the sense of some processes on this. But we got a capital projects council. So they vet it out themselves, bring it to the council. The council makes some recommendations on that. And again, this person who makes a recommendation, I would like to pursue this. If somebody else over here in this council says no, well, they have a process to go through and push it even further if they want to. So there's an investigative process which brings together the folks who are affected and the folks who have the relevant talent, knowledge base that would impact the decision on that proposal. They flush it out and recommend that we pursue this. And somebody's got to check to see if we have enough money. Does it make sense financially? We go ahead. It makes sense financially. We've got enough money. Do it.
But other than you, is there anyone who has kind of a pre-authorized discretionary spending limit that, just go do this if you need to get it done and you really don't have to consult with anybody? I mean,
that's a good question. The only answer this way is that the answer is no. There is no formal written, that I know of, you guys do, written number. But let me ask you, whether you're married or not, or have your parents or whatnot, you go back, you get married, and do you decide any discretion limits? You evolve to some understanding, and it's not that hard. Depending on one's station in life or one's financial situation, if you're just getting married and you've got not much and you've got some decent incomes and whatnot, and would it be okay if you brought home a loaf of bread that you kind of thought was interesting because you had lunch over here and you saw went by a bakery, wow, that looks really looks good, and you bought it. You didn't call your wife or anything, you bought it. You brought it home. What would your wife say? Ah, that bread looks terrible. You thought I liked that? I didn't like that. Or say, oh, that's great, Gary, fantastic, it's super. Where'd you find it? Da, da, da. Would there be any question on, you should have called me before you made that expenditure? Well, in most cases, 99.9%, no. Now, if you walked out the cafe, walked by a real estate office, said homes in Hawaii for sale, $850,000, sign here, put down $5,000 and make payments, and you went in there and signed all those documents, wrote a check for $5,000, went home, talked to your wife, said, guess what, I just bought a place in Hawaii. Now what do you think? Most homes would have a little discussion. That would evolve to divorce or very, very tough feelings. Okay? So you evolve to something that makes sense. And so this is the same thing. It might sound hard, but no, everybody knows kind of what the ballpark is, right? You get married and you get your situation, you know what's in the ballpark. And so you take that and either advance it to other people who would be affected, or you spend the money. One of the two. So the folks in the plant on maintenance, started the first plant I built, and I went through an MBA at UCLA, and here's management theories, X, Y, and Z, and here's organizational structure, and da-da-da-da. I was signing checks one day, and I said, famous term, buck stops here, right? Where you sign the check? Well, I had, a little business law and all this, and I said, that just flat isn't true. Because I see in front of me a PO, a representation from somebody at the enterprise, to another outside party that we're going to buy this. I have a receiver which says they ship the stuff, an invoice, they ship the stuff and the price matches the PO, and here's a receiver that says we got the stuff physically. And then there's a check here that's been put together. Do I have a choice not to sign the check? No way. No way. Where does the buck, not where buck stops, where does the buck start? The buck started with the person who made the order. They are the best one to make the decision within a certain realm, like I say, their area there, in a certain realm of quote, understood authority. You make the decision, you get out the PO, it comes in, a check gets cut, and you sign the check. That's it. I don't see it anymore. Because they're the ones that start the process, the commitment is made at that point. And frankly, they're the ones that should make the decision. Oh, in addition to the first PO, then it's got the plant manager's approval, right? That's wiped out. So we don't have that anymore. So the person who has the talent makes the decision, and the limits they're not set formally, but pretty well understood like it is in a marriage.